I'm going to repeat myself really quick. This kind of PS1 look with modern lighting and modern frame rate and just, more modern design to it as opposed to just being mired in the actual physical limitations of the PS1 and the N64 could do is cool to me. And actually, I've put thought into making my own game of this style more than once. Not that I would ever actually succeed at doing that, but, it's something that's occurred to me many times. Okay, so we've got the revolvers, we got a stun prod. What am I doing? What did I just get? I have the flashlight. Oh god, I forgot where I was. No! Okay, so... Yeah, exactly, Entity, you get it. Like, cheating on the poly counts, or actually having a frame rate that's worth a damn, and... I don't know, it's distinct, too. It's one of the reasons why... I've said this before. It's one of the reasons why I think some of the earliest N64 and PS1 games actually look better than the later ones, because they knew those limitations and they worked with them. Right? To use an immediate example, I think FF7 looks better than FF8 because FF7 understood its limitation and was like, okay, stylized, bam, let's go. But there are several other examples of that as well. Spyro is a good example of that. Or, oh god, what's it called? It's a game where you run around collecting monkeys. It's on the PS1. Okay, so that takes the library card. That takes the mineshaft card. Oh god, I just opened the box. Where am I? Ape Escape. That's it. Thank you. Am I stupid? Did I shelve it? Yeah, where's my inventory? Yeah, I think the shrine is our next puzzle, but I'm trying to think. Do I have any absent keys? Oh, I guess I don't. Okay, well, let's stick on the revolver for right now. Better controls, too. PS1 games, honestly, kind of control pretty badly. Probably related to the frame rate issue I just mentioned. So let's see. I want to go down. I think. Yes. So... okay. I've been on these 3 floors for a while, I've noticed. I'm not necessarily sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just we've been here for a minute. Oh, it's down more. Down, 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 down. Okay. So I need something to interact with this. What the hell am I missing? I'll read that. And that's Adler's Diary. Hmm. I know I went there already. I haven't finished the star map according to the map, so maybe there's something there. I know I've been through there. I know I've swept this floor. Nothing. It just says it's missing something. It's missing something up front. And I know I've swept this floor. So I'm missing the post office box. And I'm missing the star map. Yeah, I have an idea. So hang on, where am I? I'm on floor 8. Let's head this way. That's true. There is a gray door there. I'm not even sure how I missed that one. A gray door there. And that's it. Oh, okay, hang on. Do you mind? Okay, so that's a red door. Oh, that's a nothing. Okay, so that's the two gray doors. So, nothing there. I didn't think so, but it is good to double check. Okay, so where am I? So this is my big idea, and I've already been proven wrong. I thought maybe there was something up here, which enabled me to get access to the post office box. Probably Miss Amidala. Elisar. Yeah, okay, so that's just a dead end. Okay. Alright, all the way back to the bottom then. One game being better than an entire franchise is a hell of a trick, Elizar, but... Okay, hang on. I think I'm stuck, but let me run through this in my head. So there's something I can do here, I have no idea what. That needs a key, which I don't have. That needs a key, which I don't have. That requires an item I don't have. Oh, you know what? There is something I haven't done. There's one thing I haven't done. Let's go do that. So, definite flashing lights warning in a second. This is going to be unpleasant. I have no idea, Zar. Really, I don't. They've been telling me, make sure you keep posting stuff to make sure that people keep their streaks live. And I'm like, okay, why? Postbox key. Okay. No, we have a direction again. Again. Yeah, but like I said, Noctis, I don't think it actually does anything. It's just, hey. Okay, there's the library key. Does it give a boost to lore coins? Which, of course, as a reminder, also don't do anything tangible. Just the subject. Alright, let's do this. Was my first ever horror game? Oh, jeez, I don't know, dude. I probably would have been like 3 or 4 or something. And I probably don't remember it. Because it's been a minute. The first one I have concrete memories of, which I'm still not sure was actually my first, was one of the predecessors to Resident Evil. I don't even remember what it's called. Alone in the Dark, maybe? Really low on health. But yeah, Triaxi says, how screwed up is the human civilization in this game? If I'm even close to correct with my speculation, I'd say, honestly, a 10. This might be an end of the species kind of a scenario. Like, these people have so screwed themselves over so thoroughly. I'm not sure they can recover. Previous experience with these replica models has given us insight into irregularities in the behavior that stem from the original neural pattern used for these units. Due to the sensitive nature of this information, document destroyed after reading, blah, blah, blah. This neural pattern is extremely unstable. Excuse me, extremely stable. Little has to be done to keep Minas happy. They get along with each other well. They get along well with most other... Oh my god, I can't read. They get along well with most other models thanks to their sometimes submissive, sometimes motherly personality. Unlike other models, diary keeping is not mandatory for persona stabilization. Small stuffed animals may be given as fetish objects, though those resembling cats should be avoided, as they may cause resurfacing Gestalt memories. I don't know, Savicom. Adler units work best when left alone. They do not mix well with their own type. They will usually become very emotionally dependent on their commander. Adlers are very susceptible to bioresonance suggestion, making them fairly easy to control. However, they become bored very easily. They may need new fetish objects at regular intervals for stabilization. So yeah, these people have managed to... So, okay, let's put together what we know so far, shall we? Yeah, we don't know what's going on with the Empire, but there's this major war against another interplanetary power within the same system they're in. And they themselves are an interplanetary power. They obviously have some kind of space travel, but it's really low-key, crude, aliens, right? They can travel between planets in aliens, but it's not Star Trek, right? That whole cassette punk thing we were talking about. They did have an entire organization that was founded based off of 2 people. I forget what they called it. It was like the Great Mother and her daughter. Both of them had natural psychic powers. They were psychers. And they had the ability to do this bioresonant thing, which would mentally control and subservient other people. From what we could tell, what I think happened is these 2 telepaths awoke as telepaths and just kind of took over. And they had such a level of control over the people that they had access to that they kind of rewrote society to such a detrimental effect that now that they're dead and gone, society is screwed. Almost all of this stuff, almost all of the excessive rules, the dystopian overstructure, the insistent terminology of referring to people as not people, all kinds of wonderful fun stuff like that, all feels like the things that those two assholes did. Now, it was mentioned that they're dead and gone. So the original two psychics which built this civilization are no longer here to maintain it. So now society is just screwed and may or may not be capable of recovering with how much damage they did to it. So that's cool. And then there's the Empire situation. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. I can't even speculate. They're at war with a group called the Empire. That's all I know. Great care should be taken with colibris. Their neural patterns are very unstable, and their bioresonant modules makes them susceptible to influence from others. Like most bioresonant individuals, colibris will subconsciously create an emotional feedback loop, imitating then broadcasting the emotions of those around them, acting as an amplifier. While they are trained to reorganize and disengage this behavior, already unstable units can sometimes spiral into persona degradation. Fresh reminder, persona degradation means establishing their own personality. Due to their bioresonant connection, neural pattern development in colibri varies less than in other models. The constant exchange of memories and emotions between units of the cadre act as a safety net that buffers extreme changes. However, once a majority of units in a cadre degrade, they will drag remaining units down with them. Because of this, it is important to decommission colibri units instantly when they begin to degrade. For persona stabilization, they should have access to a well-stocked library. Who are you? You're not one of our staff. The others, they've changed. We no longer sing in unison. I used to be able to see into their minds. We were as one. Together we guided them all. But now I can't. I accidentally clicked past that and couldn't read it quickly enough. I've never been so alone before. They're still together and I'm here, outside, and they won't let me in. I cannot stand their song anymore. This is the only place where I don't have to hear them. This is the only place I'm safe. I can't go on like this. I wish I'd become like the others, too. At least then I wouldn't be alone. I hate this. Okay. Yeah, this is probably a doomed setting. And for those of you who've never heard me use that terminology, capital D doomed. No, not like Doom, the setting. God damn it. As in, there's no hope. It is very likely that this is just a spiraling around the drain, and it's never going to get better. That's everything that I've seen so far. Wait, what's my goal here? Oh, I think I know what it wants me to do. Oh, goody. There's even worse stuff in this setting. That's always amazing. Okay, so I can't interrupt in mid-movement. That's good to know. Astrolabe. Okay, now I can do something with the star map. Which is literally right here. That's appropriate. I wanted to mention something else too. I haven't given a lot of gameplay positives, but there's something I have also not given, which is a lot of gameplay negatives. It'll be very easy to see a lot of things in this game be much more frustrating than they actually are. I know that sounds like faint praise, but I actually mean that as a positive. Um, I don't know what else to add. Like I can think of several ways in which this game could really suck and be frustrating to play. And you could tell someone somewhere did their job as a QA tester, and the devs listened to them, and I was like, oh yeah, we should do that instead. I'm actually going to do that. I know, listening to QA testers are just so gauche. Use it. Use the astrolabe. Use. Oh, okay, well. Gosh darn it. Okay, where the hell's the box? It's straight north. I do have one somewhat minor complaint. Given how extraordinarily rare resources are, and inventory space, and permanently knocking out zombies, it is a little irritating, the spread of save stations. Like, if I want to lock in progress, I have to go pretty far out of my way in a lot of cases. Hey, Sean. Jesus Christ, I don't know. Okay, don't tell me the answer, but have I even been given a hint as to what the answer to this puzzle is? Okay, cool. I saw it, Sean. But thank you. I had leftovers. I'm gonna be having leftovers. We just had Thanksgiving, right? Hey. Oh, no, that's no help at all. I mean, there's the star, but then what? That was a different game. You want? Speaking of horror adjacent, Federation Builder. Jesus Christ. Okay, so I remember Adler solved it, but all he mentioned was it couldn't keep me distracted forever. That's it. 5 bags of food. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Could be Trihexy, I don't know. Alright, why don't we do this? Let's at least lock that in. Let's go get a save in. It would be funny if Adler just straight up brute forced it. Like, you know. We could do that, but with 3 digits and I don't know how many combinations. That might take a minute. Do we have any heals right now? See, this is the other thing. You'll notice we're getting extremely low on heals. By extremely low, I mean we have 1. We have one heal right now. Oh, never mind. Excuse me, excuse me. We have two. I just noticed we have one in our inventory. We're also completely out of thermite, so we can't burn anybody. Oh, yeah, we'll already have one of it. Do this. You know, what's funny is I'm not even sure I've ever heard that song, Mr. Red. So, no, either way. Okay, so I'm just going to brute force this, by which I mean I'm going to look it up. Let's see. Let's see. Astrolabe puzzle. Here we go. It's the third time I've had to look up the puzzle solution. Yeah, I thought it had something to do with the stars and the map, but that didn't mean anything to me. In fact, it still doesn't. So I'm just gonna use the guide. Boop. No indicator you had it right, too. So there's the admin key, freaking finally. I've started yet another new diary. How time flies. Because it's cheaper that way, Evo. Literally. The work is dull and monotonous as ever in Sierpinski, but a bright light illuminates my day. Today I was invited to a meeting by Commander Falk, and she was as magnificent as ever. Another day passed. During my meeting with the commander today, I felt the strangest sensation of familiarity as I sat with her. Sadly, our meeting was interrupted by an unexpected power outage. I've been feeling strangely paranoid these days. Never before have I felt so strongly a sensation of deja vu as I have these past few days. When I checked the pages of my diary today, I noticed that for some inexplicable reason, I seem to have dated my previous entries with today's date. What an embarrassing mistake. Whoops. Yeah, notice each of these is dated the same day, by the way. Every day feels like I've lived it before, and even stronger is the sensation that somehow something is just slightly out of place. Why is my diary filled with entries I cannot recall writing? Why are they all dated to today? Has the loss of my beloved commander finally gotten to my mind? Am I going insane? I fear what will happen to me if anyone finds out. I'm alone in this. If they discover my notes, I'll be decommissioned too. Something's wrong. I can feel it. Is this really madness? When I read the pages of my diary, I recall events that never happened. A yesterday that never was, yet it feels as real as the one I actually experienced. This cannot merely be a defect of my mind. It feels as though, in this room, I peer into another version of reality. How? I do not know, but perhaps I too have become sick like the others without realizing it, but I will not succumb. A slow accumulation of reproduction errors, a gradual corruption of information, a story misremembered, slowly morphing with each retelling like genetic material, mutating and evolving like the replica mind, copied over and over from an aging template. I do not know, but I'll find out. The answers lie below. I can feel it. Someone or something calls me from there in the mine. So we're in a groundhog loop. Or as it's more accurately called, a cause and effect loop. If you want to get pedantic. Remember, Star Trek was there first. There's the admin key. We've been messing this entire time. Damn it. Okay. I know you're here, and I know that I'm super evil. No, of course I'm going to call it Groundhog Day loop. I'm not going to be pedantic about it. I just find it amusing that Star Trek got there first. I've done this countless times before. You don't belong here. I think you're right, 7-0. I actually did my research at one point in time. Of course, I don't remember it now, but the earliest version of a groundhog loop that would still be recognizable to modern eyes goes back quite a ways. No map data. Of course. Bunch of guns. Excuse me, mining lasers. Oh, goody, a gross warning. I love those. Yep, setting mining laser to organic mode. Bzz. Beep boop. Hey, you okay? Ah, hello. You're not a protector, are you? What brings you here? I'm Bio. If you're down here, you're probably looking for something. I'd help you, but one of my hydraulics failed and I can't move. I'm pretty much done for. You can just leave me here. No point in repairing an old unit like me. Don't worry about it, okay? It'd be a waste of resources. You see what I mean, by the way? See, here's the thing. Let me explain why this setting is totally freaking doomed. In your typical dystopia, by sheer nature of nature, people push back against the dystopia, right? I mean, it can be argued that Star Wars' Galactic Empire was very dystopic and very much by design, but it was also filled with stories of people who were constantly, both big and small, resisting against it and pushing back against it, and how much it was failing at maintaining control. That's because it's just kind of normal for people to resist, right? That is natural. If you have successfully rewritten nature to the point where people just accept the fact that they are not people, that they do not, they shouldn't resist, that there is no resistance that should happen, that they do agree with whatever the state tells them, then we have a problem. Because then the dystopia will succeed, not because there's some asshole on top who, wants to be sitting rich off of the profit of others, but because the whole of society has been reformed into something that is no longer a society. That was one of the reasons why Logan's Run was so horrifying. It's also a really bad movie, but that's unrelated. The reason that setting was so horrifying, if you ever looked into it, is because there was no one profiting from it. There was no benefit. There was no evil overlord who was just like, on top of everything. It was just a bunch of programmed people who were still living in their tiny bubble, and if you're paying attention, who were slowly dying out because they were a dead society. Again, they were a dead non-society is actually a better way to phrase that. A flare gun? Okay. Alright, hold on. Anti-society. Yeah. Put that away. So we have a flare gun, which will incinerate targets on shot. So that's nice. It's worse than I thought. Everyone has disappeared. I still haven't found any trace of Elster. It's as if she's never been here. Something's wrong with the protectors, those that are still around. A guard spotted me earlier sneaking out of the medical wing, and she let out a monstrous scream as she chased after me. When I looked back, I saw her face, and now I can't forget. It looked like she'd been in some horrible accident. Hey, there's that scream. Made the potentially very stupid decision to not bring guns with me, so we'll see how much I regret this. We should make like a new republic, Sean. And finally kick those Bothans out. Sorry. Yeah, that's a couple things. A couple fast things too. Well, let's use our second to last heal there. It is extremely rare, I say, a work of fiction shouldn't exist. And most of those don't even qualify as fictions, which is why they shouldn't exist. It's the same thing with games, right? I will admit there's things I do not agree should exist in fiction. And I will give those things negatives every single time I encounter them. But, like, Diablo Immortal shouldn't exist, right? The thousands and thousands of nameless gacha trash out there should not exist. Is there no sun wherever we are? Jeez Louise. Yeah, you get the point, Evo. Saying a work of fiction, aka story, shouldn't exist, that's trickier. Having said that, I do personally think there are certain works of fiction that I have what I would call negative interest in. Torture porn comes to mind immediately. Trauma porn, while we're on the subject. Like, there's no value there for me. Just go away. Along the shore, the cloud waves break. The twin suns sink Error, error, error. The shadows lengthen. Oh. So there's something bright over here. The night where black stars rise and strange moons circle through the skies, but stranger still. I'm also not a big fan of nonsense stories while we're on the subject. Again, like Pathologic 2. That's just a nonsense story. There's nothing there. Song of unsung as tears unshed, shall dry and die. It calls me in a sea of flesh. We will become one, but I can never go back to being me. Well, propaganda pieces are kind of another thing. I'm not a fan of propaganda pieces. Rusted surgical tools. Right. And in the darkness the dead shall be offered light and holy spices so they might find a way out of this cursed place. Okay. No, exactly. If I had Q-like powers like the women in this very story, I wouldn't just be like, you know what, I don't like horror games. Bam! And just get rid of horror games. That's terrible. I also wouldn't get rid of fart jokes. Now, I do think there are problems related to overusage of those things. But ultimately, and this is going to sound strange, bad fiction, just like bad humor, has every right to exist. Hello, off the deep end. That's strange. Uh-huh. I'll be honest, this inventory size is slowly starting to wear thin on me. I'm just gonna, there's... Is there a box nearby at least? Screw it, I'm just gonna dump it. I've reached the point of destroying ammo. That's where we're at here. This place here, nothing valued is here. What was dangerous and repulsive messages warning about the danger is still present time, as it was to the body, and form of the danger is the danger that disturbed this place stunned and left uninhabited. When within is killed, a path will open here. No map, too. One of the few parts of the gameplay I've actually really liked so far has just been removed from my toolkit, so that's cool. Yeah, there's that radiation thing again. No, I'm good. Thanks, game. So I wasn't going to anyways, but good lord. The giant pit of flesh. Yeah, let's jump down there. That's a very strange question that you have already answered. Wedding ring. Even in the darkest depths, the songs of the cosmos can still be heard in the ether, the sound of the stars. Nitro Express ammo? The hell is that? I don't even have that gun. An old-fashioned microphone hooked up to the device. Yeah. Screw it. Let's do this. Just get some freaking inventory space. I mean, propaganda is bad pretty much universally. And I can actually explain why very simply. I happen to believe in being cool to each other, right? Rule 0 is what I like to call that. Now, if I tell you, Rule 0, you must follow this, no matter what, and that's it, then what I am doing is propaganda. I am not trying to convince you, I'm not trying to explain my point. I have not made my message. I have not conveyed any information. All I've done is demand that you adhere. Even if the message I said is good, which, to be clear, I firmly think it is, I am not conveying it in a way that is positive. I am mandating it. That is propaganda. Propaganda is universally bad. Sense, mate? Just notice this is probably blood here, too. This stuff on the walls. The flesh goop. Man, top right's a little variable right now. Yeah, it's another thing. So there's this concept called doctrine, right? Doctrine is when you are supposed to obey something without thinking about it. It's one of the reasons why I tend to be so anti... oh god, I still can't think of it. Prime Directive over in Star Trek. It's not that the Prime Directive is automatically a bad idea. In fact, there are actually plenty of situations where it makes perfect sense to apply the Prime Directive. I know you wouldn't, Savacom. Forgive me, it's the best word I have right now. So, doctrine, it's the thing you're not supposed to question. It's dogmatic. You're not supposed to think about it. You're just supposed to do it. End statement. There are plenty of situations in which the first, the Prime Directive actually does apply, and even makes a degree of sense to apply. But the problem with the Prime Directive is that nobody questions it. Nobody thinks about it at all. They just throwing me. They just do it. I mean, this is the Prime Deductive. No, I'm sorry, I'm just being stupid. Prime turducken. I like it. Let's do it. Why are they trying to kill me? Oh, hey! Okay, so let's dump the flare gun, because it's dry now. Dump that while we're at it. That. The point I'm trying to reach, this is actually related to something I've talked about very recently. I've said before that if I can't defend my point, if my point cannot withstand critique, then I don't have it, right? It's a similar concept. If I do not have the capability of convincing you of the rightitude of my cause or perspective or whatever, then there is something wrong with the cause itself. Or we're just too alien from each other to actually meet on the same thing there, right? Hey, DeQuack. This is why I say, to get back to the original question, the overwhelming majority of fiction should exist. Or perhaps should is the wrong word, but there's no mandate against it existing. Let's bring nothing. Let's do nothing here. Let's just try to play with this. Leave this place. Working on it. Yeah, like if this is something we've actually talked about before. If I like the color purple, then I will look at something and say, this is good because it's purple. And if you don't like the color purple, then you look at this and say, yeah, this is bad because it's purple. There is such a thing. There's such a concept of just reaching an end point in a discussion, right? Where there's nothing else to be said. There's nothing else to be added. It's just nope. I have not DeQuack, although I have streamed it. It was before the Oblivion line, though. Okay, so it's a large wooden doll that can be opened. Whoops. I can't open it. Yeah, I've actually used RDR2 as the example of when graphics peaked in video games. I don't mean that hyperbolically. I don't mean that as praise. I mean that as a statement of technical fact. I have not seen a single game that's come out since RDR2 that has surpassed it in graphical quality and fidelity. Listen, coffee is... Coffee is. Let's just go with that. Coffee is. It smells nice. Does that count? Sure, Savacom. Why not? What you got? There's a Gluck pile again. Gotta love the Gluck pile. Yeah, this is a rather unpleasant game to play, I'm going to be honest with you. I get that that's the point, but I'm probably still going to ding it. I have no idea how far we are into this game, even. Is that it? No. I don't know. And I don't want to go back to it. Halfway. Oh, geez, we're nowhere. I thought we were way further than that. Let's see here. What part's unpleasant to me? Yeah, the radio frequency. Also, just the general graphical problems. So we'll just go ahead and jot that down. There we go. Listen, I know some people like CRT filters. I am not one of those people. I should mention the CRT filter is actually off. It still looks like this. Sorry, I'm on to my third walkthrough now, trying to figure out what the solution is to this stupid thing. Okay, so apparently I just can't solve this puzzle yet, is what I'm hearing. I'm just going to go with that. Alright, so let's dump all the questy items off here. Get rid of the stun. Actually, not get rid of that. No, see, here's the thing. A lot of people don't understand. Of course you will. A lot of people don't understand what CRT filter means versus a CRT monitor, because a CRT monitor is different. A CRT filter is not what a CRT monitor looks like. It is a crude approximation by trying to shove the pixels into a certain alignment in order to try and make it so that it looks kind of like what a CRT monitor actually looked like. But let's be clear about something. This is not what TVs used to look like. Okay. True, breakfast sampler. That depends on the physical monitor, in which case I'm on an LED, for example. Anyways, I give up on the puzzle, so I'm just going to jump down the flesh hole now. Flesh hole, woo! That's not even a euphemism. Down we go. The hell was that? Why is there just flesh everywhere? Uh-oh, I got stuck in the terrain. Ah! So, I have this thing, Savacom, in answer to your question. Pause. Where I tend to not like to tell other people how to do their business or how to take care of themselves or whatever. And that has arguably been to the detriment of a few people over the years. But what it boils down to is, I don't know their situation. I don't know their lives. I am an extraordinarily observant person, and I'm still only getting about 2% of their life in my interactions with them, right? The sheer quantity and quality of data that they're getting is way beyond anything I have access to. So I tend to presume that I don't know best, and therefore, at most, should bring it to their attention. Rather than just sitting there and trying to fix this situation for myself, if that makes any sense. Also, this is the second game we've played in a row that has a Chimera. If I could share something that everyone's going to disagree with, the position of a leader is not to tell people what to do. The position of a leader is to try and be a servant to help take care of people. And there is a difference there. The emperor is at the bottom washing their shoes, kind of a deal. Their feet, sorry, washing their feet. You can shine their shoes. That's different. That's a whole other thing. Ow. Do I have any heal? I do have healing on him. Pop that. Right now, we're running in circles, waiting for what's-her-face over there to kill the boss for me. He seems to be taking a very long time. Looks like I also accidentally unequipped my gun, so I literally have no weapons. Hey, could you hurry up, please? Please. Oh, God, I don't know, Savacom. Like I said, information will be the big thing. Just drawing it to someone's attention. Bro, I could see you loading your gun up. Why does this take you 700 years to load this gun? Load the friggin' gun! Hang on. Let's just die. Let's just die. I'm tired of this. Let's just go. Let's go. Let's go. To be clear, I didn't intentionally unequip my gun. In fact, I'm not even sure when I did that exactly. So let's see if we can figure out what the heck went on with my inventory there. Okay, so let's get rid of all the puzzle items, because obviously those are all a load of trash. Grab a shotty. Grab some shotgun ammo. How about... So, I was thinking about horrific secrets. I'm kidding, Southcom, I'm kidding. I can have 8 items? Nope. I can still have 6. Zara is on crack. Zara, listen. We need to talk about this cocaine addiction you have, okay? And by cocaine, I of course mean coffee. Okay. Okay, fine, sorry. You can have your coffee. By which I mean you're cooking. You don't drink coffee? My God. How do you live? So, what I just read from Andy's thing, let's read that out loud for a second. Moving around increases the time it takes for her to load. Doing damage decreases the time. So by running around in a circle, avoiding the boss, I was actually making it take longer. And had potentially actually soft-locked myself. Cute, game. Well, I'm out of ammo, so... See you around, Luke. Have a good one. Or else. What's interesting is looking at the timer, it looks like we spent about 5 minutes there. But again, if the timer is being increased by running around... Why is this a flesh hole? Don't answer that. Let's pull out the pistol ammo. Oops. But probably Sovacom, yes. That sounds about what I was going for. Yeah. Oof. True, we don't know what's going on with the spaceship. It's chambered in some sort of ridiculous anti-armor cartridge. No wonder the recoil knocked her out. She won't wake up. Ever! So there's flesh everywhere. For some reason. Really, there's just flesh everywhere. Still don't have a map. That's cool. Okay. That thing has an arm for a head. See you around, Sovacom. Yep, I will enjoy the apocalypse that we just keep playing. Game. Go through the wall, game. And I'm full on inventory again, because that's just my life. really tired of that inventory limitation at this point. Way too many quest items. Good morning, Darkrai. Welcome to the Flesh Pit. God damn it. I'm gonna have to go dump this, aren't I? Okay. Okay, whatever. I need 2 inventory spaces to go through the Flesh Pit. Yeah, if key items... And this is going to sound strange, but if key items didn't take inventory spaces, I probably wouldn't have any real issues here. I understand that that's kind of part of the point, but honestly, I had the same general thought back in the Assassin's Creed. The Resident Evil series. Go! So for now, I'll get rid of that, but we're also going to get rid of our guns and our ammo and our thermite. We're just going to live with not having access to things. Is there flesh everywhere? Let me actually ask a related question. Do they ever explain why there's flesh everywhere? Like, I don't want the explanation, but do they ever give one? I'm sorry, Darkrai. In my defense, I already streamed plenty long. I can't stream more, Darkrai. I don't know what you want from me. I mean, I could stream more if I just slept less. That's true. So they don't actually explain it. Well, we'll see what we think of that then. Yeah, no, I mean, you saw what I literally just did, Andy. So now we have the puzzle items. Now we can go back to the storage. Oh, that's true. I need to eat less, too. I need to take up less resources. I don't want to be a drain on the society. On the nation. Okay, so rusted key, which is whatever. But you know what we do have? What? Really? But... oh, okay. Alright, let's grab our gun. And dump the keys, I guess. This is what I could do. That's a lot of key items. Okay. This... Alright. Rift apart. Rift apart. Rift apart. Oh, Ratchet and Clank. No. No, I'm waiting until we get there for the review. For obvious reasons, really. I did see that Darkrai, and he can suck a lemon. I've been unironically proud of how much pushback there's been against AI in video games. Like, generally speaking, I don't know, most times you see things and it's like, well, that's bad. But then people have been pushing back against AI-generated crap. And that's good. And I'm happy about that. Ugh. A prison from which the only escape is death. Deep below, the dreamer floats in a sea of flesh. The red eye birthing a new world from their dream for eternity, and each time the dreamer turns over in their sleep, the world turns over too, until only flesh remains. Uh-huh. Yeah, tell you what, get rid of all the AI-generated slop, and we'll get rid of the AI tag. Deal? Oh, very little time, Mr. Red. You have to understand, most of these people are grifters. They're trying to do this in order to make money. They're already losing money, which is why they're getting more desperate. When the bubble bursts, even the more stupid people will realize that there is no more money to be had. At which point they will immediately stop, because the only motive they had has been removed from the equation. Ammonia. Hey, Storm Mage Felix. What's up? Okay, you gotta explain that one. What does ammonia have to do with the girl being passed out? How am I supposed to define that? No, I didn't, Breakfast Lampler. So this is interesting. When you use inspect on an item, the description of the item changes. I didn't know this. So I haven't been inspecting anything the entire game. Because why would I? There's no reason to. So if you look at the item, what the description says, and I just looked this up to verify, is a small bottle filled with a clear liquid. The contents smell sharply of ammonia, which I even commented on verbally. However, if you then inspect it, it says probably some sort of smelling salt, an inhalant sometimes used to help restore consciousness and mental alertness. I'm giving that a negative. I shouldn't be this far into the game to stumble into a mechanic that probably would have helped me with every puzzle I've been having issue with the entire game. Unless it's only relevant this one time, in which case that's even worse. Hold on. Let's look at some items. Let's look at some items. Let's look at some key items. What do we got? We got like the Hunter's Key. How about Plate of Eternity? What else we got? The Astrolabe. We'll look at that. The music cassette. We'll just pull a couple of these out. Okay, so that doesn't change. That doesn't change at all. That barely changes. So, like, for example, the Astrolabe, it says a strange clockwork-like dial mechanism with astronomical symbols on the front, which, yeah, can confirm. But if you inspect it, it says the back of the device looks like it might slot into a bigger mechanism. Here's another example, actually. The cassette. You remember how the cassette was for the owl puzzle? If you inspect it, it says owl songs. The cassette seems to be part of a set of songs popular with Yule units. I can prove this because I have video evidence of this. I actually was inspecting things early on, found that it did absolutely nothing, and then stopped. I didn't realize it literally would give away information about the item. We'll put that under guidance, because we'll put that under tutorialization, because that is an entire mechanic which would have been helpful at least twice. Like, I was actually expecting to go and just think I'm an idiot there for not realizing that I'd read it wrong. But no, apparently this is just a weird oversight. Maybe it's a part of the localization process? I don't know. Do I like the concept of celebrities going into the jungle, doing gross things in order to win actual food? No, that's gross and stupid. That's a waste of their time. That's a waste of my time. That's a waste of money. That's a waste of people's aggravation for having to go out and deal with all that nonsense. That's bad, bad, bad. Still deserves to exist, though, pursuant to our earlier concept. But is not the kind of thing I would greenlight, let me tell you. Oh. Okay. Hey, dear. Atrocities don't deserve to exist. I mean... I'm sure they get paid. That's not as much of a defense as it sounds like. People will accept money to do a lot of things that they probably shouldn't. Like, okay, this is a joke. I wanted to preface that because I don't want to sound mean. Like, imagine playing a horror game. Okay, see, I've ruined the joke now. I've ruined the joke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here, have Vivi. I'll give you Vivi. Hey, what's up? All right, so I'm sitting here staring at the story axis, right, which has been pretty much universally positive. But I'm having trouble putting my finger on anything, for lack of a way to put it, concrete to give a positive for the story. Like, the visuals, yeah, several times over. Sound design is fantastic. The world building is excellent. And horrifying. And the atmosphere is good, and they use good storytelling mechanics. But, like, I can't point to any, like, plot or moments or cutscenes or anything like that that have really jumped out at me. I haven't seen anything that would make me think actual bad, but I've got nothing to wrap my head around, if that makes any sense. I'm still not even sure what the hell's going on, and unfortunately I have this horrible feeling that I never will. So, we get Issa up, because apparently ammonia means smelling salts. I'm going to start inspecting things from now on. It's you, Elster, right? Thank you for your help. Did you find who we were looking for yet? Yeah, hang on. I gotta go inspect, like, everything in my inventory really quick. What do you mean? Shut up. Just shut up. Okay. Let's get rid of all this stuff. Let's get all the key items out here. No. Okay. Okay, the surface appears to be made of smooth, polished marble, so that's nothing new, but I inspected that earlier. What about this one? It's like the exact same description. Now, this is interesting. Did you see that? So the description actually remains. The more extended description only is there while you're inspecting it. If you go back, you have to re-inspect it. Anyway, so that's a rusty thing. Till death do us part. This too shall pass. I've heard that these nesting dolls are a popular children's toy on Rotfront. I mean, it's funny because we have reviewed several horror games and had a pretty decent job of doing so. At least I think so. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Ah, that rifle. I don't think I want to use it again. You can have it. I'm so exhausted. I feel sick. Yeah, you're in a giant flesh pile. Hard to breathe. The air in this place feels thick, like you could bite it. It's like there's a fog inside my head. I think I need a moment to rest. Okay. Well, I'll take the rifle. A large bore, double-barreled hunting rifle fires armor-piercing 16mm Nitro Express ammunition. The recoil feels strong enough to break your shoulder. Penetrates armor plates, ballistic shields, and enemies. Man, I love non-linear timelines and multiple POVs. It's also possible we're still in what's called the establishment period, right? Yeah, go for it, Breakfast Sampler. Listen, I know I'm worthless. I understand that, Breakfast Sampler. And I know that you want to shoot me in the face with the rifle. And I understand that completely. But just make it quick. Just right through here, right? I don't want to have a head left over. But like, yeah, it's I can't remember the example. If there was someone here who's gone to college for writing, she might be able to help me out with this. But there's this thing where you put I call it laying bricks. You do this and then this and then this and then this and then this. None of these things mean anything. They're just there to be in your mind so that when you do this thing, it ties all of that together, right? You lay the bricks on the road and then you walk across the road is the idea behind the analogy there. Um, and that's what it feels like we're in. It feels like, as weird as this may sound, nothing's happened yet. Okay. So I guess I should figure out what I'm actually supposed to do next. No, because pre-planning is different. Pre-planning is this happens because this happens, leading to this happening, right? Empire Strikes Back is pre-planned. And of course, now I have to come up with an analogy for the others, because I don't see it very often. The whole point is the story doesn't do anything until you hit a certain point in the story. You know what? Gattaca. You ever seen Gattaca? That's a perfect example of that. Nothing happens in that film for like 40 minutes. It's 40 minutes of just laying down bricks, giving concepts, giving ideas. This is here, and then this is here, and nothing happens. There's no characterization to speak of. There's no plot. There's no sequencing. It's just laying down concepts for the world, for the characters, and for the ideas of the setting, so that when the plot actually starts, about halfway through the film, all of that can then be built on top of, and then the movie suddenly becomes a lot more awesome, pretty much immediately. That's a good example of what I'm talking about. For the record, I recommend Gattaca. It's a good film. I will admit I found the first half pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie. But again, it's because they were doing this format. All right, so what am I doing? I don't have a map. I've been using the map to like center myself. I feel deprived. It's okay. I actually have a map here. Okay, so what? No shame. All right, so we're in the safe room right now. Where do we want to go? Hmm. Hasn't yet, Czar, no. But I'm not sure if that's inferred or if that's just like we're a silent protagonist kind of a thing. There's a room called the Tentacle Room. There's also something called a nonsensical door. Man, I love nonsensical doors. Hmm. Okay, that's what I thought. So the next step is to get the codes. Now here's the problem. I really don't want to go back to the codes. Let's figure out where that was. Hang on. This is can I? It's procedural, isn't it? Okay, here we go. Okay. I don't have a map. I don't know where I'm going. Okay, so this one, nope. This one is boop, 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 boop. There we go. Oh, thank God. Thank you, God. For the record, I'm not going to give that at like a walkthrough-itis negative ding. I just know exactly what to do, and I don't want to listen to that again. For those of you wondering what the step is that I basically just skipped over, you're supposed to go to the thing where you do the different frequencies, and then you write down the graphic of what button press is equivalent to which shapes, of which there are 4. Well, shoot. Let's inspect it. Oh, same inspection. Okay. Okay, cool. Well, Oh yeah, flesh. That's where it's at. Let's go flesh it up. It is. Speaking of which, I'd love other people's opinions on this, since I know Breakfast Sampler and Andity have played this. I've already been debating a replayability positive for this, but I'm kind of working in absence of understanding there, so I was wondering what you thought about that. So let's do flesh. That didn't do anything. Okay, whatever. I need to go back up. How do I go back up? That's a good question, Darkrai. No, is the answer. It only allows me a linear interaction. I appreciate it, Andity. I really do. I've said it before. I try to be very tolerant and understanding of people who backseat because, I mean, it's generally not coming from a malicious perspective, right? Like, it's actually pretty rare, at least on my stream, that I encounter people who are backseating to be a dick. So let's go, boop, 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 boop. Okay, cool. Let's leave that room forever and never come back. Alright. I guess it's the other side. Yep, here we go. I think. Maybe. Nope, this is the... I still don't know what to do with this stupid thing. Oh, well. Oh, neck. Okay, back to the hell room then. I thought there was another one of those puzzle doors I already had access to. Cute. 4 things in here, including one of the arm faces. And a big boy. Hello, big boy. How are you? Uh-huh. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. This is cool. Very cool, very cool. I have no healing items on me because I emptied my inventory a minute ago. Just if that twit over there was a little closer to the door, that was going to be it. One room away from the safe room. Okay, so let's dump all this crap. Oh, hang on. Let's examine the ring. Ouroboros, Serpent of Eternity. Or Ouroboros, if you prefer. I've heard both pronunciations. Good news is we do have a full heal on us. Let's pop that really quick. Okay. I was wondering what that was, Andy. I'm also curious what the combat difficulty toggle does. Does anybody know? It's yeah, there's some combat accessibility. Enemies deal less damage, die faster. Ah! There's also survival. Enemies deal more damage and are more harder to kill. Okay, so it looks like that's just health and damage. The usual. Got it. Yes, we must have complete global saturation. Sorry. I can't do it like he does. Nobody can do it like he does. Okay, so we're going to be moving slowly. And we're not using our flashlight. I noticed earlier that the flashlight aggro is pretty hard. Which makes sense. So credit for sense being... Oh, God, not this nonsense again. No. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why are you all trying to kill me? Okay. Nice and stealthy now. Nothing to see here. Ah! Ah! Why is there flesh everywhere? Oh, well, there's our goal. Get the plates. Why is there flesh everywhere? Don't answer that. Thank God for that HP stain. That's another thing, by the way. That would have probably been a negative, if not for the fact that that exists. No, pick up the... Ah! Spray. I am honestly shocked I didn't die. There he is. Okay. Grenade shells. How many guns are in this game? Incense. Okay. How long has it been that I'm down here? How did I get here? Where is this place? Why am I here? My memory feels so blurry. As if I'd always been here for forever. Even my hair is slowly turning white. I remember my name and I remember my life, but I also remember a different name and a different life. And it feels like the line between her and me is blurring the longer I stay here. Yep, we're in Texas. Death is a good thing. Oh, gotcha. Well, we're just another cog in the machine, obviously, Mr. Red. I have no idea what we're doing or why we're doing it. That's another thing. I've actually had a problem with this with several games. We have no motivation yet. Like, yes, I know we're looking for some girl. We don't know who she is. We don't know why we're looking for her. We have no connection whatsoever to our stated goal. This is actually one of the reasons why they made it specifically his wife back in Silent Hill 2, was because most people would automatically presume a motive by virtue of the fact that she was his wife. Okay, so incense. Hey. The plate of love. We found her! Also, I don't want to point this out, but like this whole area's been fleshy, right? But everyone before here makes sense. Except we got the first plate way up there. Which means whatever this fleshy stuff is, at least one bit of it escaped to the rest of the more normal part of the facility. So did someone pull it out? Is it spreading? Is there flesh everywhere and we can only see it down here? There's some options there. Oh, James Sunderland, absolutely. I do remember the growth in the kitchen, actually. That sounds like a spreading thing to me, then. Where are we? Actually, let's get a little turned around here. Okay, I know where I am. I know where I am. Okay, let's dump that for right now. Dump the doll for right now. Let's grab some of the thermite really quick for no particular reason. How are we doing on ammo? Let's grab the revolver right now. We've got some revolver ammo. Pillow. What? Why? Ah! Oh, I see what happened. There we go. Alright. Cleared the way to the safe room. Just gonna let them burn up here. Okay. How else would you pronounce pillow? Okay, so now let's dump the rest of the thermite there. Get rid of the pistol. Let's leave the grenade shells away. Hello. Hello. We'll grab the rusted key. Ow. So... alright. Grab a save while we're here. Drello. Sorry. Old reference. Nobody would get that. I mean, in fairness, Pillow and Pillow isn't like that offset, but at the same time, no. Okay, so we're here. So we want to go here, it looks like. Oh, of course that leads here, the crowded room. Okay. Oh, jeez, there's a dude right there. Don't mind me. Nothing to see. Nothing to see here. But us fellow zombies. Brains. Brains. Okay. As I was saying, brains. 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 Okay. Brains it up. Okay. So there's the flesh hole. We want to go this way. More of this thing. Take some ammo. Always nice to have some ammo. There's another wooden doll. Third wooden doll, actually. Okay. Hang on. Okay. Another barbed wire room. Sweet. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Are they injured by the barbed wire? They avoid it. Of course they do. I'm glad I brought the thing I have plenty of ammo for this. And I had to get rid of one bullet to be able to pick up that plate. Inventory management. I didn't mean to do that. Whatever. Hi. Excuse me. Okay, so we've got the small wooden doll, the wooden doll, the big wooden doll. Some of those are in our storage. With the plate of sacrifice. Ah, okay. So, hang on. Where's my map? We want to go... Honestly, this is probably the fastest way to get there. Let's just go into the giant hole of pulsing flesh. Sweet, Entity. I look forward to finding out how those change at some point. Alright, let's go ahead and put that away, put those away. Sacrifice away, and let's grab the dolls. Yay! Don't mind me. Don't mind me. It's heading through. Yeah, there's no symbolism there at all. Let's leave behind the Mina doll. Just sitting there forever, holding the gate open so I could leave. That's really horrific. An invoice? Storm Mage Felix? For what? From whom? Is it about the pillows? It's about the pillows. I knew it. Oh, do me a favor, hit refresh, because there should be a button that's like, share your sub, or something like that. Oh no, the Cold War never stopped. Elizar. Soviet Union collapsed. Cold War never stopped. Okay, so we have all the plates, I think? Hang on, so... I think we have all the plates. We're missing one. Well, let's free up some inventory space, right? That's because the Cold War was officially ended at a certain point in time. I forget when. Most people think the fall of the Berlin Wall was the big one. Blah, blah, blah. The ideological contest between certain individuals who are attempting different methodologies of trying to maintain control over the lesser people, that's us, by the way, never stopped. Put it that way. If you want to think of it in such terminology, sure, the Cold War ended. Now we just have Cold War 3.0 or whatever we're up to at this point. Okay. Where's the, I turn this stuff in. Is that the Empress room? No, there it is. So we want to go... Can I go up from here? I cannot, of course. If you're on mobile, it won't happen, Storm Mage Felix. So I'm going to have to trust you on this one. So what would you like to put your subs towards? Bring all 4 rings, plus all 5 plates. Let's see. Let's do some basic math here. So I have 1 inventory space free for rings. There are 3 rings, but still. Like, there's... Yeah. Hang on. There's another safe thing up there. I just need to get to that. So that's... there. How do I get there? No, it's okay. I trust you, Storm and Fitz. You haven't told me what you want to put it towards. It's just you could be horrifically lying to me, and I'll have no record of you ever having subbed to me. Because Twitch is stupid about how they do that. Okay, so if I go that way, and then that'll let me there. And then from there I could go there, I guess? God, that's so frustrating. I have to go pretty much all the way through the entire dungeon to get back up. That is actually frustrating. Retold. That's Azeroth, right? Maybe? God, I don't know. I'm pretty sure the other one is Urquan Masters, I think. Okay, so I came up. I'm here. So now I have to go here. Sure. This doesn't work at all. All right. Hang on. Where the hell am I? All right. I have to go through the whole freaking dungeon again, including this room and this stupid room. Okay. I noticed the same symbols we've been seeing throughout most of the game. Okay, we have emptied our inventory of these stupid plates. Okay, so now we're gonna go this way. Go south, not go into the hole, because we're gonna have to go all the way back around if we go down the hole. Ignore this person. Go to the right. Go to the right. Go to the right. There we go. Grab the rings. Gun while I'm here. Okay. Grab a save since we've just dumped off most of the plates. Okay. Where do we take these stupid rings? Got it. Okay, so how do we get there? Oh, from here, actually. Right. This is the last door. This is the one I was thinking about earlier. The one I hadn't found yet. Ignore the flesh pulsating. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Ignore the pulsating flesh. Ignore the flesh that's everywhere. It's fine. It's fine. On the first day, she was crowned. On the longest day, nothing was done. On the next day, she was wed. On the last day, she took her life. Okay. Yeah, that's just... So, first day was crowned. Longest day, nothing. So, first day was crowned. Third day was wed. I don't know which day is which. Let's do Regent's Ring. Okay. And then third one, the wedding ring. Okay. And then by definition, that has to be pinky for the last one, right? Cool and kind of gross. Mostly cool. Okay, now to go back to where we just were. Well, I was gonna be stealthy, and then they were like, no. You must savor the fleshy pile of flesh. Gloopity gloopity gloop. And one last inspect, just in case. Nope, okay. Listen, she took her own life, Aunt Diddy. It's fine, it's fine. She was tired of playing this game. Sorry. She's like, wait a minute, this is a horror game. I'm out. Where am I? Okay. Sweet. We did it. We're in the fleshy hole. This is what I always wanted, was to be in a giant fleshy hole. Are you okay there, Adler? You, It's impossible to move on. I've been here so many times, but I've never returned. The commander never spoke about what she saw out there. I'm sure whatever it was what made her fall sick. Something about her changed when she returned. She was no longer our beloved leader, Falk. What waits beyond the threshold? It doesn't matter. I mean, I would like to think about it a little. Salamander people, no! And did you slip me some drugs and I just missed it? So I have a theory about what's going on here. Would anyone like to hear it? And it's not that I just ripped my own arm off trying to open this stupid hatch. Although I guess that's related. I think they were snorting dollar bills. Man, I don't want to interrupt the cutscene, so let me just... There'll be a thing at the last second which is like, you were wrong about everything. What? That music is perfect for this. Well, while we wait for this possibly fake out ending, possibly bad ending? God, I don't know. Thank you for the sub, Daniel Dort. If you give me a moment, I'll jot that down for Yakuza 0. Yakuza like a dragon. And Opus Magnum. So I notice I can't load. My saves are gone. Uh-huh. Operation Penrose. Pride of the Yuuzhan Nation. Yeah, I saw the Kalabiri. Kalabiri, excuse me. No, this is different. Thank you, Grin Spectre, very, very much. Always appreciate that support. And I suppose you know the question. I mean, I didn't buy for a second that was actually the ending, to be quite honest with you. But, like, I'm curious what it actually is. So for the answer seems to be, I did have a theory. Well, I suppose I'll go ahead and give my theory. See, my theory is that the designers were on drugs. Half-Life... Whoop, we're in caps lock mode. God damn caps lock. Half-Life 1. Half-Life 2, and Paper Mario Origami King. Done. And thank you. Here's my theory. Yep, there's this thing called the marijuana. I think a third psychic was born. I think that there's this society, and they were cool, everything was fine, and then the two psychics showed up, the mother and her daughter. And they rewrote reality and rewrote, not reality, they rewrote culture, rewrote society. They crushed people, forced people into being Gestalt, created these, like, android things, part biological, part mechanical things to serve their bidding, and just kind of rewrote society, made this horrible thing, and then died. Okay? But the consequence here of all of that, logically speaking, is that that society was built around being resonant to psychic abilities. In other words, this is what they call the bioresonant thing. So if they had total control over everything because everything was built to be receptive to psychic control, to bioresonance. They actually mention how a few of their tech still operates on bioresonance and how some things can still amplify bioresonance and push out bioresonance even though they don't have any natural psychics like the original two, right? I think there is a third now, someone else who has become born, who was born with these powers just like the original two were, but something went wrong somewhere, and whoever it is isn't actually trying to take over the world, or the star system, I suppose, in this case, but instead something happened with her. It probably is a her. It's probably the white-haired woman, if I were to guess. And what we're all getting, and a lot of this stuff, is literally incorrect signals. Junk data, for lack of a better way to put that. That's just being broadcast on an open frequency to 1,000 receiver dishes, which is all of us. So some of us freak out, some of us fixate, some of us go violent, some of us replace part of ourselves, etc., right? The only thing this doesn't actually explain is the giant piles of goop. But I actually have a theory about that. I don't think that's there. I think that we're getting incorrect sensory data as a result of everything I just mentioned. And so as a consequence, there's some disconnects between what would logically be reality and what would not be. This also explains going through a right door and entering the left door, kind of stuff like that. And there's been a couple little tidbits like that periodically, like us going into a memory and finding an item we already had access to, right? Stuff like that. Anyways, that's my theory. My dumb theory. Based on data from previous long-range survey missions, salvaging the replica technician for sustenance is not recommended, even in extreme circumstances. Replica biocomponents can cause various health problems when ingested. It may look and taste like ordinary flesh, but bioengineered tissue may cause more harm than good when eaten in an emergency situation. Oxidant may look like blood, but is indigestible to gestalts. So that means eating people is normal in this setting. It should also be considered that Pioneer replicas statistically have 860% greater survivability than Gestalt Pioneer officers. For the sake of a successful mission, keeping the replica operational rather than prolonging your own suffering may be preferable. Okay. By our calculations, 1,500 cycles of the mission will have passed when you receive this message. Congratulations, comrade! By now you should have become fully acclimatized to your new life aboard your ship. As you approach the Orc Cloud, your search for new worlds will begin. Utilizing the long-range sensors, you scout for valuable resources, habitable worlds, or signs of alien life. Remember to rely on your replica to assist you in maintaining your vessel. We all wish you great success in your mission. I mean, fair, Breakfast Stanford, but, like, that's still a bit more normalized than that would probably normally be said. I mean, this is a whole setting where human life is completely devalued. So I should finish my maintenance check before I go see Ariane. Emergency cryogenic hibernation unit. In case of medical emergency that cannot be treated on board, Gestalt crew members can be put in hibernation here. So that's where she is. And that's where she's sending out her psychic signals. In the present, obviously. I need to check the mainframe, the flight controls, and that's actually it. That's actually doubly funny if the random psychic is just some random lady who's on a pioneer mission to find resources. Classified replica information for Gestalt eyes open. It's not allowed to open this envelope. It probably contains classified information about me. Open it anyways. Elster units. Elster units were chosen for the Penrose program for their adaptability and reliability under long-term isolation conditions. Stoic and reserved, Elster units have a relatively stable neural pattern. It's for the best for you to leave it alone and interact with the Elster unit as little as possible. Elster's neural pattern was a soldier of the Vinetan origin, so their needs are basic. Avoid talking to the unit about the war. Penrose vessels are fitted with a specialized calibration pod, which may help with persona stabilization. To avoid resurfacing of Gestalt memories, do not show or give the Elster unit photographs, especially of soldiers during the war. Do not show the Elster unit movies or let it listen to music. Do not befriend it. This is awful. See you around, Morganite. I understand. Don't worry, the next game we're playing is way more up your alley, I think. Okay. Obey regulations at all times. No, I saw that entity. That's just yikes. Yep, this is normal. I've adjusted the ship's internal clock to run slightly slower. By my calculations, each cycle should be exactly 12.6% longer, simulating what I believe is the length of a day on Vineta. I wonder if Elster will notice the difference. Judging from her accent, I'm sure she's Vinetan. She pronounces ship just like Issa and Iri used to. It's very cute. Hearing her speak makes me dream of the ocean. I wonder if I'll ever get to visit something like it. Maybe on a distant world. So Ariane is socializing with us. In direct contrast to orders. Running out of ochre paint. Elster laughed when I told her. I have to mix it myself. It's so annoying. Still haven't read a whole bunch of these manuals. I feel like they gave me enough to read for the rest of my life. Most of them are boring technical manuals anyways. They could have given us more films to watch instead. Half of them are war films, which Elster doesn't like. The other half are kitschy propaganda dramas. So, it's another thing that she's doing that she's not supposed to be doing. I recognize this. From the beginning of the game. It's horror, Baron. It's horrifying horror. Filled with horrifulness. No, horrifulness. It's a totally different thing. And she never read the manuals. It's fine. Come on, come on. Okay, so I think we're good to go talk to her now. There's Whitehair. Elster. Hug. Literal. Okay. This would also explain if Ariana is... Oh my god, they just kissed. If Ariana is the one who is psychic, it would also explain why she seems to have some relevance or value in individuality and personality, which, if you remember, the entire game has been emphasizing over and over is something that the nation has been trying to shove down. So, it makes sense, right? Someone is born literally different because of the psychic abilities. You get it, you get it. I missed you. I missed you too. It's our 3,000 cycle anniversary. Okay. We'll be getting the updated mission parameters later, so I thought it'd be nice to celebrate. Wait, let me put on some music. Yep, they've been out here 3,000 days. So, something's going to go wrong, and then they're going to crash or starve to death slowly. Or be poisoned by radiation from a leaky reactor. Or get baked by... That's like 7 years. Or get baked by just solar radiation. Or maybe an alien shows up. I don't know. There's some options here. Yes, use your psychic powers on me. It's not a euphemism. Okay. We, lost another tooth. There was so much blood. My hands were shaking. Why is my hair falling out? I can't sleep. I just want to sleep. Please just let me sleep. So radiation poisoning, huh? That's... Where? Oh, there it is. Jesus, I did not see that. Cycle. Tell whether awake or sleep anymore. Vision is blurry. My fingers hurt. My back hurts. My teeth hurt. My eyes hurt. Everything hurts. All the time. I can't go on. Please make it stop. You thought there would be something sweet and nice in this game? Screw you. Horrible death do. Again, horrible, not horrible. Difference. Different thing. Okay, giant pile of gross. Cool. Yeah, we really are looking for our dead wife. Our ribcage is a little exposed, but we're fine. See, now I gotta change the color of my tie. Man, I sure wish I knew German, because that'd probably be a lot more cool if I knew that entity. What's with the giant pile of... Okay, whatever. Just gonna leave the pile of Gluck. Please just make it stop, please. Page 0 of 0. Oh god, what if the psychic is dying of like, radiation poisoning somewhere? And, like, is just broadcasting dying of radiation poisoning to everyone who's receptive to psychic abilities, which, as a reminder, is basically everyone. Oh my god. This would also explain why we keep getting these random snippets that don't really line up with things. And yes, I notice we're always going down instead of up. I think we've only gone up once. Very, very beginning, when I got in the elevator, I went up once. Everything was fine when I went up, but I couldn't go any further. Those who sing the same song have heard it in their dreams, a dark tone at the edge of hearing, a silent voice whispering to my heart. Come join us. Together we will be eternal. There is no escape. We will be one. But I fear the dark sea that will swallow me. Something old, far older than humanity, sleeps deep below the ground. Those of us who can hear its call in the night, an invitation, an ocean of memories where I ends and we begin. Great holes secretly are digged where earth's pores ought to suffice, and things have learned to walk that ought to crawl. We should never have left the primordial soup. Only through death can I escape the call of the one who rules above all life. Uh-huh. Kill me. Kill me, 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 kill me. Kill me. Kill me, 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 kill me. Kill me, 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 kill me. Kill. Again, if this poor woman is dying of radiation sickness, which is not a fun way to go, by the way, then, yeah. Is that flesh? Oh my god, it is flesh. Alright, leaving the flesh. I mean, chemo is not pleasant. It's bathing your body in toxic eldritch hell to kill the cancer and also a lot of other things. Okay. A little, more pulsating than I remember it being. So yeah, so about that radiation deal. You know what else radiation can do to you? It can give you cancer. Giant, growing, pulsating growths of organic junk data. Well, since I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, wait. What? What? Okay, that's strange. Let's do revolver for now. You can also screw with electronics. And indeed, most things. Radiation's no joke. And yes, I know there's more than one type of radiation, but still. You mean like the actual comics to collect? Not really. I fell out of the comics decades ago. The data is getting a little bit more intermittent. I feel like that's a good word. Manga? I've never been into manga. I don't like anime. Maybe if I just shoot the super cancer, it'll go away. Just giant piles of gluck. Together to victory over the Empire. Du worst, here's Zuvor, or something like that. Well, okay, so I've got Moon, Sun, Scales, Rook, Tree, and Sword. Oh, okay, I was going to say, none of those are this. Oh, jeez, I didn't even see that. Oh my god. Okay. No, it's okay. That way they can bonk into things and see where they're going, even at nighttime. Sounds like an incredibly unsafe idea. You've changed. It's like everything was taken apart and put back together by someone who doesn't understand how it works. Like a psychic who just developed their powers for the first time. I'm not letting that go. So far that just explains everything that's going on in the whole game. I wear no mask. And I hate everything. Jesus Christ, okay. Perhaps this is hell. That does seem to be a thing that we're seeing so far. And now? Okay. Okay. Oh, it's because I'm injured. Right, makes sense. Yeah, the only thing that doesn't make sense to the rest of this is Adler. He even mentions like a Groundhog Day loop, but I wonder if there actually is a Groundhog Day loop, or he's just receiving the same signals over and over, which is messing with him. Maybe his particular brand of... Not Gestalt, the other thing. Replica is just more susceptible to psychic emanations. Bioresonance. .8mm ammo. And an SMG. Okay. The locksmith said it'll take at least a period until the replacement key is done. My niece currently has the only other key, but she's still at the hospital right now. To the block ward of Sector C, there are rumors there's an Imperial spy active in your area. A Protector Special Operations Unit has been dispatched from EN headquarters to Heimat to investigate, and should arrive within 6 to 12 cycles. Needless to say, should they be successful, this would not reflect well on your record. This review will determine if you're to be marked for replacement. Listen, Mr. Red, you've been doing great highlight reels so far. That means you get the reward of getting to keep your job. But if you slip even once, you're going to be immediately fired and replaced by someone else. Because remember, you are worthless. Because you're a human being, and all human life, I can't even finish the sentence, is worthless. Jesus Christ. I understand you need to entry to the bookstore for your patrol, but we do not have a spare key for the front door. However, you can use the back entrance to get in the store. Go to the daughters of my birthdays. Relocation. No. At least I have a frickin' map again. My God. Okay. Alright, what's taking up all my space? What's going on? I guess we'll try out the SMG for a bit. Nope, nope. Okay. Save. The good news is we're totally past all the gross parts, right? There's no more Gluck. That's exactly what I'm thinking, Mr. Red. Again, we know that the bots are deliberately designed to be receptive to bioresonance, right? If there's a psychic just dumping information out into the world, that would screw with them in general. Never mind if she's dying of radiation poisoning and or cancer. Yeah, I remember the bodies in the elevator. That's... I don't have an answer to that, honestly. Like I said, my only terrible, terrible theory doesn't have any room for the fact that this is a loop. Like, what possibly would be making this a loop? Screw it. Die. Perfect. Okay. Let's see if that was worth the effort. Actually, that's a good point. I do have a little bit of thermite. Not as much as I'd like, but a little. Let's see if I have enough to burn some corpses there, because, yeah. I have 2 thermite. I'll go ahead and grab both of those. And that. There. One of those 2 is the one with the shield. So they're not getting back up. Okay, there we go. See, they're happy. In the place that is burnt. So there's a thing called symbolism. You see, symbolism is a narrative tool. Oh, that looks fun. Hand wheel, huh? So we need a hand wheel, something to chisel paint off of. Whatever's going on with the moons. Code. This is the one that required the birth dates. Yeah, no, I don't think we're actually here. Put very simply. Check the last 6 digits of their PKZ numbers. I don't know what that means. Okay. No, that doesn't make sense. It would have to be like that, and then... Oh, I don't even have a dial ring for that. I can't solve whatever this is yet. I feel like that would be more logical, actually. And I can't change that one. And then, so that would be like whole, I guess. So that would be partial out, and that would be on the way out. Like that. But I can't do anything with that one yet. And that's a good question, Chill Penguin. That leads me to the really horrible realization that none of the events of this game might be happening at all. Which would suck. Negative to everything. It was all just a dream. Okay, I'm just going to look up the keypad. Hang on. Let's see here. Let's see, keypad. What? But what? Okay. What? There's apparently a computer I just completely missed? God damn it. Somewhere? Uh... I love when I look up a walkthrough and I'm even more lost than I was before I looked it up. It says I need to find a computer, which is the metal computer, which I can then use to cross-reference in order to figure out what the stupid code is so I can progress. And progressing means going through this keypad. What medical computer? It's not a computer I can interact with. Ah, and I'm getting stuck on the train. That's even better. Ladder room? Ah, I didn't even see that. Jesus Christ. Alright, let's go ahead and reset our health, because honestly, at this point, it's actually more worthwhile to just die. Kill me. Kill me. No? There you go. Kill me. Kill me, yes. Yes. Good, good. So I can heal. Okay, so. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. I think this is before a certain critical thing happened. In fact, actually. Now, between the flare gun and that, we've actually burned all the corpses in this room. Woo! Efficiency. I don't know if they still burn if you leave the room while they're doing the animation. I don't want to find out. I've got few enough candles, or oil, or licks, or whatever. I don't want to waste that. Let's go and save now that we've cleared the hallway. Yeah, we'll call this our cleared floor. So since we can't go anywhere else, we're going to go to the place I forgot even existed and go up. Okay. So it's the 512 room. Nothing to see here. There's two things in here. Three things in here. I got a developing tank. Carefully selected by Eon, exemplary citizens of the nation are permanently cryogenically preserved in neural archives, each becoming a neural pattern for a new replica model. To preserve the image of the replica as the incorruptible ideal, the original Gestalt is erased from records and public memory. During the production process, when experienced bioresonant technicians copy that neural pattern to a new unit, a majority of episodic memories are altered and suppressed. While the resulting replica maintains the skills and personality of the original Gestalt, it will be incapable to recall specific events from the life of the donor under normal circumstances. This ensures the replica performs its duties without distractions created by personal memories of the donor. However, even the best-maintained replica units will eventually be exposed to stimuli that may cause Gestalt memories to resurface. While units degraded in such a way pose no particular danger, like all units with persona degradation, they will eventually lose many of their advantages over Gestalt workers. Because persona degradation is usually difficult to identify from the outside, bioresonance is used by command units to surveil units under their command. Generally, it is recommended to swiftly decommission and replace units before their productivity decreases or when they begin to show clear signs of individuality. When ammunition is rationed, alternative ways of decommissioning may be deployed at the discretion of the local operational command. Jesus Christ. So about that whole life is cheap motif. Oh, crap, that's a wall. Opening right now would destroy the photograph. I need to add developer fluid first. That's fine. I have no idea what that says, but I do know. Stop. There we go. Thank you for the donation, Game Geek. Always appreciate. Give me a moment. I'll figure out what you donated towards. While trying to dodge a headache. So it's going towards DBZ Kakarot, Tokyo Extreme Racer, and Final Fantasy XI. I mean, that would make sense, considering. Hospital hallway. Why are there so many more enemies in this part of the game? Don't answer that question. Oh, that lunge. Okay. So the problem is, we've got a bunch of places we can explore, but we're low on health and we have very little inventory space. Mondfest celebrations cancelled over safety concerns. The seasonal Mondfest celebration, a young but well-established tradition in most Rod Front sectors, will not be allowed to take place until further notice, the Protector Public Office has announced today. There is a credible threat to public safety that is currently under Protector investigation. Citizens are only to leave home for work and report all suspicious activities to their block warden. Impressed about the rumor of an Imperial spy living in Sector C, Protector Public Office only repeated their appeal to all citizens to report all suspicious activities to a Protector. Uh-oh, Eleazar's going to sleep. That sounds suspicious. We should report Eleazar, I think. Hi, Random. Honestly, everything to do with the world and the backstory is way more horrifying than the Gluck and the monsters to me, but that probably just says something about me, really. Fine. Use both of those. Picture of a magpie. Oh. Teacher's evaluation of Ariana. The girl, without a doubt, is remarkably odd, certainly due to her being raised solely by her mother, rather than by a community of good people overseen by a block warden. Oh my god, I can picture it. That might actually be the most horrifying sentence in the entire game. I'm not exaggerating. It was unusual that she was not raised by a community of good people overseen by a block warden. Jesus Christ. Her obsession with paintings, music, and other such nonsense. Oh, God. Where's Evo? I need Evo to see this. I can't even keep reading that. That's so awful. That is so awful. Her obsession with paintings, music, and other such nonsense was clearly implanted in her during her time living in the mountains on that desolate radio outpost. And surely her friendship with those Vineton-born Etau sisters also exposed her to some questionable literature that is illegally sold in their parents' bookstore. She does not seem to understand that these distractions are no longer acceptable now that she must partake in the society of our nation like anyone else. Personally, I can only hope military service will beat those frivolous ideas out of her in a way that the school has failed to do so far. This is a note from her teacher. Oh, there's Evo. Hi, Evo. This is... Yeah, of course the nation are book banners. Of course they are. You missed it, Eva. Here, Eva. I've got a perfect thing. This is a teacher's evaluation of the woman who I suspect is our resident psychic. The girl, without a doubt, is remarkably odd, certainly due to having been raised solely by her mother rather than by a community of good people overseen by a block warden, as is normal these days. Her obsession with paintings, music, and other such nonsense was clearly implanted in her during her time living in the mountains on that desolate radio outpost. And surely her friendship with those Vinatone-born Etau sisters also exposed her to some of the questionable literature that's illegally sold in their parents' bookstore. She does not seem to understand that these distractions are no longer acceptable now that she must partake in the society of our nation like everyone else. Personally, I can only hope military service will beat these frivolous ideas out of her in a way that the school has failed to do so far. Thank you for the donations, Random. I appreciate you. Unlike some people I could mention. Yeah, anytime someone's like, Lore, you might secretly be evil. I just kind of laugh. And think about stuff like this. But you didn't put it towards anything Random, which makes Random the true evil. Random, why would you be so evil? Oh, and it is evil, because he forced me to play this game. How could you do this to me, Aunt Diddy? Okay, so that's a one-way door. Yep. Don't mind me. Ah, shoot, I was too slow. Sure, Andy. I know you were just like, death to dealer's choice block. It was the only way. Okay, so Random put that towards Xenoblade 3, Unicorn Overlord, and Donkey Kong. That would be funny. We played Donkey Kong Bonanza. We're not going to do this. Like, imagine playing Donkey Kong Bonanza right after this game. Just go from, like, horrific death doom to... Bonanza's nowhere. It's probably going to get Dealer's Choice at some time, just to be really honest about that. Which is fine. We're almost in the era where I can actually start doing Dealer's Choice regularly. We're not actually there yet because games keep getting funded. Okay, let's go ahead and heal. Oh god, yeah, we switched right to, like, Pokemon. One of the really lighthearted Pokemons, right? Like Gen 2. Which, like, might be the most lighthearted of all the Pokemon games. No, think about it. The villainous group in Gen 2 aren't. And they redeem themselves by the end of the game. And your rival starts off as like, I see Pokemon as only objects, and has a whole character arc of becoming more understanding and accepting. No, I'm not actually, like, upset or whatever. I think it's funny, because it's like, we were staring at, if you look at the list right now, it looked pretty similar to how it looked when you donated. Except for Signalis, because Signalis was really close. And then you donated to Signalis, and I'm like, wait, did that push it over the line? It pushed it over the line. Because, like, right now, the only games that are really in threat of being funded are In Other Waters and Contradiction. And, I'm not super worried about either of those. Okay, so let's get a gun. Let's bring out the rifle. We haven't gotten a lot of rifle usage. We want the hand wheel, obviously. Don't do it, Aunt Diddy. Don't do it, please. I'm begging you. Please. Have mercy. Let me play this silly corgi game. Let me play the corgi game now. Okay, so let's examine these doors more closely, because apparently I haven't in this timeline. Grab this. Run. I remember my promise. What was my promise? It's okay, we can tell this is a beautiful game about amazingness because there's two lovers and they're together in a giant blackened, ruined husk of what was at one point in time a civilization. This picture right here perfectly encapsulates the concept of this game, because we've got the ruins around here represent what used to be society and civilization, which was destroyed by the two women. And then we've got the two lovers in the middle of it, and the two lovers are holding hands because they're the only spot of brightness and decency amongst the blackened husk that's left over after after the mother and daughter died, leaving to this horrible situation that we're in. No, 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 it's not a real painting. It's not. It's no. Next thing you'll tell me that book by Stephen King is a real book. Come on. I mean, who would have the name Stephen King, right? Give me a break. Give me a break. Nobody has a name that cool in real life. Oh, goody. Looks like the cancer is spreading in here, too. The super cancer. Acetone. Common to dissolve paints and plastics. Ignore the Gluck. Ignore the giant tentacles of death. Everything's fine. The meat grinder seems to be broken. You could drop through. No, 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 no. You know, I didn't know until a few years ago why Prince changed his name. Let me tell you, that's messed up, but good on him for actually pushing back against that. I mean... Okay, let's use the acetone. There we go. And now there's just blood there. The super summary is that the licensing labels, which, as a reminder, are one of the most regularly evil types of corporations in the world, went out of their way to take ownership of all of the music he had been producing, as well as like the ways he was producing it. We're trying to actually claim ownership over his frickin' voice, too. I don't know if they ever succeeded. I never looked that far into it. But anyways, so he changed his name legally and started making new stuff under a different name so he could have ownership of it. Hence, the artist formerly known as Prince. For the longest time, I thought that was just him being quirky, because Prince is pretty known for being quirky. Nope. Oh, hang on, let's inspect. Nothing. Okay. Oh, it's the shotgun rounds. Damn it. Okay, well. Alright, let's go dump off my guns, because apparently just carrying guns around is the mistake I'm making. Wait, actually, you know what? I have a new idea. Whoops. What? Wow, that was extremely irritating. Let's dump all our stuff. All our stuff. So we can have room. It's fine. Keep that back. I would not worry too much about it. See, sometimes there's this thing where someone says, whatever you do, don't look into such and such. And the immediate reaction is to go look into such and such. But the thing is, I've been around for the internet. So when someone says, don't look into such and such, guess what I do? Oops. Not the cat's room. Yeah, I believe them, and I don't look into it. Okay, so there's a diskette and some ammo. Well, let's drop down, see what happens. And we're dead. Well, that's actually pretty gross. Oh, there's another card. And some piles of Gluck. I love piles of Gluck. Millions starve as Imperial blockade continues. Due to the ongoing transit of Kitez, ration shipments to Vineta have been disrupted by Imperial forces again. Millions of Yuuzhan citizens must starve for yet another month as Imperial missile frigates in Kitez orbit critically damaged one of our humanitarian convoys on their way to Vineta, sending diplomatic efforts with the Empire into another crisis. The orbit of Kitez will continue to block free travel between Vineta, Rockfront, and Heimat for another 8 seasons, which leaves our liberation troops on Vineta stranded on the desolate ocean world with minimal support. Convoys will continue to be sent despite the Imperial blockade. What? Only through perseverance can we rebuild what remains of Vineta. Okay. That's actually a lot to unpack there. But my two favorite tidbits: what remains of Vineta, and the fact that despite the blockade, they're going to keep sending blockade runners up against a ship that's just obliterating them. Okay, so I don't have any guns. Wow, that's a thing. To be clear, the Empire is apparently different from the Nation. The Nation's the one we know is horrifically evil and awful, dumb, and stupid. We don't know anything about the Empire. Still. I'm pretty sure we never will. And we're dead. see what was happening. So there's 4 other guys in there, in addition to the stupid thing. That room sucks. That room really sucks. Wow. Thank you, Mook. I know I fail. I know I'm worthless. But I try. I will put that towards fails, cross spell, duology, rogue trader, and Wrath of the Righteous. Thank you, as always. How are you not dead? How are you not dead? How? How? Waste of ammo. Reunification. Reunification at any cost. Orbital defense cannons. Bayan and Kitez in our crosshairs. Artillery divisions of the People's Army. You know, it occurs to me there's another possibility here. So you know that there was Ariana and I don't remember her name off on the ship, the expeditionary ship. Wouldn't it be awful if they were like, we're getting a message today, and then the story cut off. Don't think I didn't notice that. So wouldn't it be awful if, like, they get the message, and the message is, yeah, so humanity just got wiped out in the war. You're all that's left. Bye. Okay. So we have the 512 key now, just way over there. I mean, it is possible the Empire are actually the good guys in a, you know, in a genocidal kind of a way. You know, like a fun empire. Couple, and our inventory is full again. Bioresonance technology and its limitations. No other technology has shaped our nation as bioresonance has. Would we ever been able to free ourselves from the stranglehold of the Empire without the support of replicas? Essential technologies like climaforming and induced gravity would be impossible without bioresonance technology. Despite that, it feels like we've made little effort to really understand or replicate bioresonant effects with conventional technology. Our progress in the development of electronics and microprocessors has stagnated for nearly a century as we focus solely on ways to instrumentalize this barely understood phenomenon. Take replica production. The process of duplicating a neural pattern from a Gestalt donor to a replica brain is not understood. How does synchronicity happen? Why is the duplicate imperfect? What happens to pre-existing patterns in the receiving brain? Recreating a replica purely with microprocessors and digital programming may be out of reach, but I believe that we've become overly dependent on a poorly understood technology controlled solely by a few gifted individuals. It may not be long before we're back where we were under the Empire. Jesus Christ. From what I was reading so far, only 2 people could use it. And they've been gone for an unknown period of time. Oh my god. Okay, fine. Game, fine. I'm getting really sick of this inventory problem. Tell you what. What's funny is I ran into more or less this exact same problem in a couple of Resident Evil games, where there was just this huge swaths of unnecessary backtracking to get to a freaking box, because I didn't know what items I was going to need, so I tried to keep on hold of pretty much whatever for when I would need them to mitigate backtracking. Ah. Okay. Okay. It doesn't help that the enemy spam has gotten much worse in the more recent levels. Probably attracts you. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me anyways. Okay, fine. Let's do this. Equip the thermite. Got 1 shot to make this happen. Yeah, failed miserably. It really sucks. Okay. How did that live through a full aimed shot from the shotgun? That's just... Sure, we'll do that then. There. Okay. We've used an item. And we took some damage, which is great. Let's use up all of those. Okay, now we have some inventory space. Jesus Christ. Loot the frickin' quest item. God, now I'm turned around. What the hell was I trying to do? I was trying to do something specific. Right. Oh my god. Oh, here's where the cards go. Okay, we'll come back to that. I dreamt I was an imperial farmer. I embraced my lover in the red deserts of Kitez when a storm consumed us, the sand grinding us down until nothing remained. That's a dream. I was a worker in the mines of Lang when I was consumed by the shapeless mass of flesh, my flesh joining with the flesh of many others until only my bones remained. My mind joined the collective of flesh which persists beyond death. As a storm raged in the sky, I fell from a ruined skyscraper in Veneta. But I never reached the ocean below. I kept falling when suddenly lightning struck the building and I woke up. I was floating in a sunless sea below the ice of Front when I saw a large creature move in the darkness below me in the moon's dark core. I saw a burning eye on the sky above the clouds of Buyan. I was walking through the floating Imperial Palace when the gaze of the sun-like iris burned my body to ashes. Okay. Well, either way, the meat room is where we can turn that in. So let us... I guess I want to go down next? Because, yeah, I guess I need more Arcana. And there's... Let's try one thing really quick, even though it's almost assuredly wrong, just while we're here. Ignore the giant piles of Gluck. Wait, we haven't seen the confusing puzzle yet? Okay. Okay, we're going to just ignore that completely. Due to the power rationing, only a limited number of antennas in the grid are powered at a time. To determine which antennas are currently powered, use the antenna program to triangulate the correct antenna. Take note of the antenna where the test signal can be heard on both dishes. And then to transmit, enter the antenna number and select the correct sound to broadcast. Right. Oh, hey, here's the code, which we'll come back to in a minute. Okay, so... Sure. Just curious if it even goes over to 55. I'm guessing it doesn't. Oh, it does. Holy crap. Oh my god, are you seriously going to make me do this each step? Just to change the radio? Yeah, that sounds good. 55, let's do it. Send. Antenna not powered. Okay. Yeah, let me make sure you don't have to hear that anymore. Just to be nice. You know what? Honestly, sure. If you want to just give me the answer, assuming there is such a thing as a static answer here. Uh, uh, Hello? Why, Anthony? There's no logical reason for that, unless we're powering it up. What? Aren't we trying to find the ones that have power? Okay, hang on. This is really starting to drill into my brain. Oh, there we go. Okay. God, that was just painful. Okay, send. Hello. Um. Well, I noticed the send button is just permanently put down there, so that's cool. Solve a completely different puzzle first. Okay. Yeah, can we reboot the computer in game? Well, you know what? There's a save thing right here. Let's just restart the program. Literally. Oh yeah, I meant to make fun of this earlier. I say make fun lightly. So I've gotten a bunch of achievements, including Gestalterfall, Das Ende, Einhorn, Schwerer Aushafif, Beschen. They're all German. It is the joke. They're all in German. I have no idea what any of these achievements mean. Most recent one I got was apparently 35% of players have gotten Nitro. I'm guessing that's the rifle, based on, the name. I think that was just a bug, like an honest to goodness bug. Okay, we are debugged successfully. my screen so I can see. There we go. Oh wait, let's fix my inventory because that's been really pissing me off. Okay. I probably want at least a gun, but honestly, do I really want a gun? I know it sounds strange, but man. Let's take the revolver. Got tons of revolver ammo and it hits decently well. And honestly, probably nothing else. Let's go ahead and race over that. Okay. I'm glad you're enjoying blendering, by the way, Mr. Red. Legitimately. Right. Medical records. Okay. The code is 560524. There. Medical records. Let's go. I didn't feel like doing it manually. Like, I've got the records, I've got the names. All I would have to do is sit down and stare at it for a minute. I just didn't feel like it. I mean, this game is causing me physical pain, so I'm not going to apologize for being in a hurry to finish it. I think I've taken 12 ibuprofen today already. Ah, that's a good point, though. There's some lore there. Tell you what, I'll go back and read the lore. How's that sound? Oh, it's a banned book. Possession and distribution of this publication is prohibited and punishable by the Fourth Cultural Protection Act. There exists a connection between all of us that few are fully aware of, a song that we all dance to, but few can hear. This deep vibration of the cosmos cannot just be heard and felt. We all resonate in harmony with it, shaping it, deforming it around us. Those few who can consciously perceive it often fear it. Too oppressive is the sound of the stars, too invasive the noise of the unaware around them, polluting the song with their fickle emotions. But every once in a while, some are born that can only hear and play this music of the worlds, who can conduct it. Gifted individuals capable of manipulating the essence of the world around them. Many believe the Grand Empress is such a being. Her immense will bent humanity into the empire of Yuzin and lifted us to the stars. It was her power that imbued life into the first of the machine servants that now carry the weight of the empire on their carbon steel backs. But wait. That implies that she founded the empire, not the nation. I couldn't find her. I've looked everywhere, but she's not here anymore. I can't go on. I'm sorry. Well, that's actually horrific. I'm glad that's in low poly graphics because Jesus Christ. Yeah, probably tracks, yeah. Oh, there's the Death Arcana card. Synchronicity, phenomenon that are meaningfully related, yet lack a causal connection. We've yet to discover the true source of the ability of the mind to alter the physical world, yet creating physical phenomena remotely simply by consciously or unconsciously willing them into existence forms the basis of the entire field of bioresonance technology. Before the advent of bioresonance technology, acausal correlations were often falsely interpreted as simply chance. Many phenomena such as remote viewing, doppelgangers, and the Pauli effect have been classified as synchronistic phenomenon related to bioresonant effects. The world we live in would be impossible without bioresonance, but its origins remain unclear. If it was truly a divine gift from outer space, as the late Empress claimed, why was she defeated by the great revolutionary who had no such divine powers? Hey, Techfish. Thank you for the sub. I'm doing the best I can to do a good coverage of this game. Probably failing miserably. But I'm doing my best. Thank you for the donation. If you want to put that towards up to 3 things, please let me know. So let's run. Yes, we need to run. No. They're off doing something right now. So, to be clear, Breakfast Sampler, I don't want to sound... I feel all defensive now. I already solved the puzzle. I just didn't want to go through the steps of actually solving the puzzle to speed it up a little bit. But, you are right that we missed some stuff. So, Gabriel Ong. Born in Rotfront, occupation construction worker, retired. Residence Rot C. Chronic asthma, osteoporosis, severe hearing loss, cochlear implantation requested.
Take break.
Why?
Eat food.
But why?
It's past dinner.
Yeah, but nobody said anything.
Eat food.
Nobody said anything.
You should still eat food.
I'll eat. Yeah, okay, now
Even when
you know I have a headache, right?
no one says things.
Thank you.
How am I supposed to know you had a headache if you don't use your words?
I didn't think you'd hit me that many times.
Eat food. Take break. Have dinner.
Later.
I will force food down your throat.
I will do it later. I want to finish this medical database first.
Tell him eat food. I didn't even have to tell Kinnick's cow to tell you to go eat food.
I can't read that. Because somebody is attacking me. What did you knock over?
I didn't knock anything over. Eat food.
Hit me with Chandelure.
He's very hard to hit you with.
Now I have sphere in my glasses.
Bragwin says, listen to sister.
I really was going to break pretty soon anyways.
It's like 2 hours past when you normally break.
I normally break at 8.
No.
When there's no other people involved.
There's food.
There's no food.
Just...
There's no food. Because nobody said there was food. See, therefore, there's no food. And if
if
it's a leftovers night, then usually someone says it's a leftovers night.
Yeah, it's a leftovers night.
There, see?
It's been a leftover. Hand me a Q-tip. We had Thanksgiving. Well, he does that.
So, Roswitha Fong, born in Vineta, homeworld of Rotfront, occupation replica technician, retired, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, multiple sclerosis, that's 2 multiple sclerosis, insomnia, patient is forgetful about her medication. Ooh, that's cute. Waltrod Gao, where's the middle? There it is. Rotfront. A factory worker, current, irritative bronchial asthma, did not react well to antibiotics. Erica E. Tao, Rotfront, born on Vineta, university student, sprained ankle, grade 1, very active in sporting activities. E. Tao Isolde, also from Vineta, shop assistant, minor fracture, left shin, double fracture, right arm, major laceration, forehead, regularly treated for small lesions, very prone to accidents.
In an abusive relationship.
Actually, I'm pretty sure this is the one we saw being beat up by the kids in the school earlier. Military school. Very, very...
abusive relationships.
Horrible place. Ulrike Kjol, I don't know how to pronounce it, don't even ask me. Rotfront and World of Birth Kitez. Oh, geez, okay. Irritative bronchial asthma. Doctor's notes
Removed.
removed. That's okay. Saskia Lee, from Rotfront. Occupation student. Bronchial infection. Doctor's notes unknown cause. Rebecca Young. She's from Vineta. She's a biologist. Antidepressant reaction was doubled. Nikolai, also from Rotfront. He is a writer. He has thoracic back pain. Claims to be unable to take part in communal morning exercises. There's the psychic lady. She's from Leng. Only person from Leng, by the way. And she's a radio officer. She has nausea, bruising, premature oh my god, I don't know. Achromatrachea? Doctor's notes. Removed. Siegfried Yi, also from Rotfront. Cleaner. Irritative bronchial. Why does everyone have bronchitis on this stupid planet? And contact
Probably bad
dermatitis. Probably. Repeated contact to chemical irritants during work. Yeah. Download all over here. Poor Young. Yeah, so Isolde was the POV character. Yep. And then Erica stopped the bullies. Which of course explains this. And Ariana was, the target. Cute! And we used that to unlock the door, which we actually already unlocked. Alright, so hang on. Let me center my thoughts because someone rushed in to distract me.
Food.
What was I doing?
You were getting dinner.
No, I wasn't. I was looking at my notes. So I've got death. And
I tried, guys.
Right. I was going to go to the alley next. I am going to do it tomorrow. I was going to stop, despite my sister's protestations. But I also want to go back to the magpie box, because I have the solution for that now. We'll do all that tomorrow. I'll see you guys.